Welcome back to ONW Game Day, guys. This is week 6 of the high school football season, and we got the Olathe Northwest Ravens taking on the Shawnee Mission West Vikings. But before we get into that, we got some recaps from last week's game. So Isaiah, go ahead and start the recap.
What's up, guys? We are under 1 hour until kickoff, but last week I have Olathe West against the defending state champions. How do you think that went? The defending state champions got killed by Olathe West, stomping the Blazers 49-21 in a rout. They came out the gate swinging, scoring 21 points in the opening quarter, the same amount of points Gardner Edgerton managed to score all game long. Olathe West ended up winning 49-21. Sam Kriskowski continuing an amazing season with 8 receptions for 120 yards and 2 touchdowns. This dude is looking phenomenal, but none of this would be possible without his quarterback, Brody Hale, throwing for over 300 yards with 20 rushing yards to match that. It is insane. A promising game all around from Olathe West, who can really do it all.
I'm recapping Olathe Northwest versus Shawnee Mission North. And to start off the game, we had Shawnee Mission North. They came out and they had an onside kick recovery, which they took the lead with. But ONW put up 21 unanswered points, and 7 of those came from Jalen Douglas in his comeback game. Even though they had the lead, ONW was not satisfied with their first half performance. They wanted to make some changes. Their defense took a stand, led by star senior Tyler Manzella with 3 interceptions, with one of those being a pick 6. And guys, before we go on, I want to ask, do we think he will break the school record? He needs 3 more interceptions for that to happen.
Yes.
I love Tyler Manziel, but I don't think it's going to happen.
I think if he stays on this role, I think he will get it. I mean, 3 in 1 game, he could do it again tonight. I don't think Shawnee Mission West has the greatest offense, so we'll see how that goes.
Throw his way and pay. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
All right, guys. I had the Lawrence Free State versus the Olathe South game last week, and the Firebirds came out firing. They were up 21-7 at halftime, and then they never looked back, scoring 14 more points as they won 35-21. Sophomore Liam Collins had a receiving touchdown, and their RB1, Matty Brennan, also had a good game. He led all receivers, the team with 88 all-purpose yards. QB Fitmore also had 2 touchdowns also. The Firebirds are looking good, and Olathe South, they'll just bounce back, sometime this week. So.
I have Shawnee Mission East versus Lawrence. The Chesty Lions and Lancers played last Friday, and man, this was a close game throughout the first half. The Lancers were only up by 6 at the half. There would be no scoring in the third, but then the fourth quarter was the Lancers put up 8 and Chesty Lions put up 6. The Lancers won 28-20. The senior quarterback / running back for the Lancers, Jack Reeves, had 274 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns. Wow, what a game that guy had.
Yeah, that was certainly a game by Jack Reeves, and he leads all at 6'8" with 1,027 rushing yards.
What a guy.
And our number 2 is Bryce Randall on our team.
Bryce Randall, he's a great guy. Really chill,
So
nonchalant.
now, guys, it's time for predictions. We got Gardner Edgerton versus Olathe East. Nate, who do you have winning that game?
I think that Isaiah should go first, actually. Isaiah, who do you think's going to win?
Who I think is going to win this football game is Gardner Edgerton. They had a rough loss, as I recapped, to Olathe West. They'll bounce back. This Olathe East team is respectfully not very good. And Gardner Edgerton is still the defending state champs. Gardner Edgerton is averaging 180 rushing yards per game. Olathe East can't stop the run. That number could be well into the 200s, possibly 300s this game. I don't know when they're going to pull their starters. If they don't, this game will be really bad. I'll go with Gardner Edgerton 61-3. It's going to be bad. It's going to be really bad.
As the same as Isaiah, I also have Gardner Edgerton, and I believe, although they had a rough week last week, they are still the defending champs, and I still believe they're going to come back, and I believe that loss just lit a fire in their team. They're going to come out either winning 63-10.
I also have Gardner Edgerton. Sire Padilla is also
Nate.
still really good.
Share my
He averages like 200 rushing yards a game. I have Gardner Edgerton winning 56-10.
Yeah, I know that this Gardner Edgerton team, everybody thinks they're going to win, but they're coming off a little rough loss to a team they really shouldn't have lost to, and they lost a lot of players. I think momentum's going to.
You're not about to say this.
The East is going to win this game, 28-16.
Get a load of this guy.
All right. Next up, we have Mill Valley versus Olathe West. Isaiah, start us off.
This right here is a clash of titans right here. Both teams 4-1 coming into this game, and I know mostly everyone is going to say Mill Valley's going to win this game, but not me. I'm different. Olathe West has the gas pedal to the absolute floor right now. It might be going through the floor. It might be on the road right now. That's how far down this gas pedal is pressed. This team is not turning back. Sam Kriskowski is looking like a top receiver in the Sunflower League. And Mill Valley is much more of a one-dimensional team than this Olathe West team. This Mill Valley team is very heavy into running the ball. If Olathe West can somehow dig deep and find a way to stop it, which they have been struggling with, this team is going to look to struggle as they are not that great of a passing team. Olathe West, phenomenal at passing, phenomenal at rushing, and late in games, if they can force this game to be a shootout, which I think it very well could be, I'm going to give the edge to Olathe West, who is better at passing the ball.
I'm going to have to disagree. I'm taking Mill Valley in this game. Although Olathe West has been looking good, I think it's going to be an offensive shootout. And, I mean, it's Mill Valley we're talking about. West just doesn't have the power to stop Mill Valley. And I think that this is the week that Olathe West will be exposed against a good playing team, Mill Valley. So I have them winning 63-56.
I also have Mill Valley. You know, they're been a powerhouse in 5A. You know, they're just always good. And I think their rushing attack is just going to be enough to get past Olathe West because they've struggled with run. I'll go Mill Valley 49, Olathe West 47.
Yeah, I have Mill Valley in this one. Olathe West is very good, but Mill Valley is just so it's Mill Valley. It's Mill Valley. I think that it's going to be an offensive shootout, 35-34. Olathe West misses a PAT to tie the game.
All right, next game we got is Olathe North versus Olathe South. Isaiah?
All right, I'm going to kick things off right here. Olathe South and Olathe North is probably one of the most fair matchups we'll have this week. I think there's 2 close games, and I think there's 2 blowouts. I think Olathe South is going to barely edge out Olathe North. Olathe South is averaging over 7 points more, and looking at Olathe North's schedule is bonkers. They've played Rockhurst, and they got manhandled by 21. Gardner Edgerton, who really is not that great, Gardner Edgerton, who is great, but not anything like they have been last year, beat them by 35. That is a bad sign. You don't want to see that as a team. And all the teams Olathe North has beat have been pretty lackluster teams. And they've beat them by a lot, but how much does that really matter when it's an NFL team going against a high school team? Not much. But Olathe South also isn't tested as much, but they are doing pretty well. Olathe South, I'd say. They're doing a little better against who they've played, so I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with Olathe South wins, and I'm going to go with they win 24-21.
I also have Olathe South. Although the record does not show it, they've played some great games and put up fair matches against great teams. I just don't think North will have the power to stop them, and I think Olathe South will take a pretty dominant victory. I have them winning 31-17 this week.
I also have Olathe South winning. You know, Gagely, he's a great quarterback. You know, he has a great running back in Justice, and he has some good wide receivers like Trey Hayes and Anthony Harris. So I will take the Falcons 28-14.
Yeah, I have Olathe North in this one. They're not that great of a team, but I just don't believe in Gagely. I think he throws 3 picks and they lose 12-10.
All right, now our last game, ONW versus Shawnee Mission West. Guys, I think this is all unanimous. I think ONW is going to win. Don't we all agree?
We can agree Olathe Northwest wins. I'm going to put some reasoning behind it. First off, look at the record. 4-1 versus 1-4. 4-1 team obviously comes in with an advantage. Against both Olathe schools they faced, Shawnee Mission West has scored 7 points in each game. Both of these schools' defenses are not that great. Our school's defense is better than both of theirs, and they've scored 7 against both. There is blood in the water for these Ravens, and the Ravens are smelling it. They are about to feast on this team, and I know they're right next to me, but we are about to stomp them, stomp the living lights out of them. And I hope all of you see this, and you hear it now. We are going to win this game 63-0.
I also have ONW. I don't know if I have a 63-0, but I think ONW just has a better team overall, and I just don't see a way that Shawnee Mission West will be able to stop the duo running back, Jalen Douglas and Bryce Randall. I also think that Olathe Northwest has one of the greatest student sections right behind us, and I believe that they're going to play a factor and they're going to get loud whenever Shawnee Mission West is being manhandled in this game.
Yeah, I also have Olathe Northwest. I mean, how could you, first of all, you got to start off with the running backs. Bryce Randall and Jalen Douglas, they're one of the best backs in 6A. They're just so good. Our defense is also good with Magnus Larson, Quinn Sullivan, of course, Tyler Manzella. He had 3 picks last game. So the defense will have a good game. Offense will have a good game. I will share my score coming up in just a second.
Yeah, I have Olathe Northwest also. You know, when you put together Bryce Randall, who is just so good, almost leading the Sunflower League in rushing yards, and adding Jalen Douglas, the two-headed monster of Bryce Randall and Jalen Douglas, Shawnee Mission West just won't be able to handle. I have 28-3.
Okay, so before we get into our ONW versus Shawnee Mission West predictions, I have something to say. Bryce Randall has had an amazing season. He is only second behind Jack Reeves in rushing yards this season. I had a chance to talk to Bryce Randall, and he said his goal of the season is to stay healthy and perform. Now the question is, will he get 1,000 yards on the season? He would have to average 97 yards per game the rest of the season. Guys, do you think Bryce Randall will get 1,000 yards on the season, in the regular season? Isaiah?
I think it's going to be hard. I think he would have easily cleared it if Jalen Douglas did not come back. I think it's like a David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs situation where he's taking away from him. But I think this Ravens coaching staff is going to make a way for him to find it, because I believe in this coaching staff. And I think if he needs 130 by the last week, I think they'll make sure he gets it. And I believe in him. And I'm going to go with yes. I really do believe he will.
I'm the same way. Jalen Douglas will obviously take away from his snaps and some of his yards, but I think Bryce Randall will, if he needs, 99 or 90?
97.
97, I believe he's going to put up 125 yards tonight, and I think he's going to keep doing that, and he's going to be dominant this season. I believe he will hit 1,000 yards.
Yeah, I agree. I think he will also get 1,000 yards on the season. Just barely, because Jalen Douglas is also so good that I think that it's going to be more even carries. So Bryce will have to get a little bit more yards per carry to get that. So I would say yes.
Yeah, I think that he'll get it too. Even with Jalen Douglas in the backfield, I think they could both go for 100 tonight. This Shawnee Mission West run defense is not that good. I think Bryce Randall could put up 150. He would easily have it if Jalen Douglas didn't come back, but I still think he has it.
All right, last thing we have for you guys today is a prediction of this game. Isaiah, start us off.
All right. I said 63-0. Now that I think about it, we're probably going to pull our starters. And then we're going to pull our starters at probably like 40-0. And then we got Jackson Connell coming in at QB. Give me 70-0. This game's over.
I personally believe we will pull our starters. I think Jackson Connell's going to run over some people like he's a truck. And I think this game's going to end up being, we'll say 41-10. It's going to be a dominant performance.
I would have to say this game is going to be 35-14 Ravens. Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, thinking back on the momentum that ONW is coming off of Jalen Douglas and Bryce Randall, I think that they're gonna play so good today. We're gonna win 35-3.
All right, Ravens. That was a good week of game day. We hope to have the Ravens win on senior night. So Raven Nation, this has been
Isaiah Wallace.
Hudson Lane.
Garrett Williams.
And Nathan Israel.
Raven Nation.
Let's fly.